Ottumwa High has chosen former All-State pitcher Mandi Moore as just the second head softball coach in school history. On Tuesday, at her introductory press conference, I sat down with Mandi and we talked about how she'll go about replacing legendary head coach Frank Huston.
New Ottumwa High softball coach Mandi Moore. All right, I just said that. New Ottumwa High softball coach Mandi Moore. There's only been one other person who's had that title ever. So how does that sound to you?
I mean, I guess it didn't dawn on me today until I kind of was driving down here and realized that I was the first one that it's happened to in a while. So I mean, it's really exciting, and it's something I've always wanted to do at some point in my career, and I'm extremely thankful it happened to me now.
Obviously, you've got to fill Frank's shoes, and I don't need to describe to you what that's like, but kind of put into your own words, how you're going to approach the challenge of being the person who has to follow Frank.
So I think it's big shoes to fill, like you said. I don't think you necessarily have to try to fill them and make something better. I think it's already such a good program. You can kind of just hop in, make your little tweaks that you want to go with, and then just kind of go along with the ride. Being one of his players, I've really modeled my programs after kind of what he's done. So I don't think it's going to be a huge adjustment to anything. I think I'm just going to kind of ride with it and go with what he's set in place, and then add my little tweaks when I need to.
Coaching last year at Keokuk, and obviously you walked into a very difficult situation. But aside from the wins and losses, what did you learn in that 1 year? How much did you learn about being a varsity head coach?
Yeah, so I learned a lot about the backside of what it takes that a lot of people don't see. You kind of just think of, you need to plan a practice and then get the girls ready to go and then make the game plan. But there's a ton of preparation when it comes to making the off season, or when it comes to setting up like concession stands, or doing the backlog, like getting volunteers or things like that. So I've learned a lot more than I thought I would just in that 1 year.
And you're taking over a roster that last year got back to state for the first time since you were there as a pitcher, and obviously you've got a lot of returning talent. Casey and Kaylee come to mind first, but a lot of good players. So you're obviously walking into a good situation, but you talk about doing little tweaks, make them better. And I know you've got a lot of time between now and next May, but what are some of the things maybe you've thought of early on to say, okay, how do I take this team and get them back to state and give them a chance to win?
Yeah, I think obviously the talent is there. Just some things I want to build into more of an off-season program is maybe more agility, get them stronger, faster, quicker, so they're already kind of set in stone when they're going into prep for the season or our first 2 weeks. So you're kind of already in shape, or more in shape for softball than you would be coming out of whatever other sport. I mean, they're multi-sport athletes, so they're going to be in shape regardless, but just tweaking it so you're a little bit more in shape for specifically softball.
And I know that Scott Moss just handed you Frank's giant key ring before we started here, and you talked about Frank's not here tonight, and we've heard he doesn't want to step on your toes, but obviously you want to be able to draw on him as a resource, and not necessarily lean on him, but be able to draw on his experience as you step into his shoes.
Yeah, I think you'd be crazy if you didn't. He has so much knowledge. He's been here for 46 years, so anything he can give to me, I'm gladly going to accept. I mean, it's more than you could ever ask for to have a coach step down that's willing to work basically side by side as much as you're willing to take. So I'm definitely grateful for that.